Hey, what's going on, guys? We're live again with another video. Hopefully, my audio is fine and everyone can hear me okay because Arsenal have just absolutely abolished and destroyed Dinamo Zagreb 3 goals to nil. With a wonderful home performance, keeping a clean sheet, and Arsenal are back up to third in the Champions League standings as it is. A draw in Spain next week to Girona will guarantee a top 8 finish in without having to play a playoffs. Unless something drastic was to happen, Arsenal are likely to be through to the round of 16 without having to play a playoffs match. We were able to finish the business and handle business with both the men's team and the women's team. Before I get into the men's performance, I do want to congratulate the Arsenal ladies who won 4-0 today against Brighton and qualified through to the League Cup semifinals. So well done to the ladies team, and Renee still being unbeaten. Now that she's permanent Arsenal manager, long may this continue, this great form for the Arsenal ladies. That was the earlier game today, and then later on, the Arsenal men's team took on Dinamo Zagreb at home, with Declan Rice getting his first Champions League goal, Kai Havertz getting a goal and assist under his belt, which was really good for his confidence, and Martinelli having a really good performance after a long time. We did see an appearance from Kieran Tierney in this game, and Ethan Nwaneri and Odegaard's partnership. We see how well they perform together. Before we get into breaking down this game and an analysis of this game, as well as player ratings and any injury concerns, looks like we do have a new injury concern for the Arsenal with one of our players. We will be talking about injury updates. We will be talking about the lineups. Arsenal are playing a game every 3 days, and you are expected to see some rotation. And today, for once, Arsenal did not play Thomas Partey at right back, and he started off the bench today alongside Ethan Nwaneri coming off the bench. Nice to see that we handled the job with the clean sheet against Dinamo Zagreb. Good for Raya because Arsenal have been all right in the Champions League group stages so far, and I think the most important fact is we qualified to the high seed possible in the top 8 without having to do a playoffs like I just mentioned. And Odegaard as well, getting another goal for him on the score sheet. So 3 Arsenal goal scorers today were Rice, Kai, and Odegaard to seal Arsenal's win at home, 3 goals to nil. Let me go cue the intro and we'll get straight into the stream. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in right here on YouTube and those of you watching on Twitter. I know it's really late in the UK right now. I apologize. I should have gone live earlier. I didn't expect to do a stream. I didn't have one planned, but I thought, why not talk about the performance? It's been a while since I've done a stream, I think since the Villa watch along. So I thought I'll still be consistent, and I want to be consistent. So we're live and direct. So we'll get into the stream. We'll talk about injury concerns. We'll also do a player ratings and overall review of Arsenal's 3-0 win against Dinamo Zagreb and what it means to Arsenal moving forward into Girona away in Spain and Champions League round of 16, which we will have to see who we draw depending on the seeds and depending on how the other results go. Hi, Sean. Thanks for tuning in. King Kai Havertz, that's who performed today for us, and really good to see Havertz, stepping it up when we needed him. Another poor performance from Raheem Sterling, but we are going to get into that when we get through the player ratings. We saw Jakob Kivior have a display today as well at right center half. Zanzi, big up to you. Thanks for joining. Let me cue the intro and we'll go straight into the stream. So I just wanted to do a closed panel first, talk about the game, and if anyone wants to join after I'm done for the player ratings, I'll drop the link once I'm done talking about the topics on my agenda for today. Thanks everyone who's tuned in. So as you guys know, Arsenal have a game every 3 days, so it's natural that we are going to rotate this team. My worry today was whether we would see Thomas Partey at right back again. I'm just trying to pull up the lineup here. So I guess I'll go straight into it. The reason why Miles Lewis Skelly wasn't in the squad today Was Arteta said he picked up an injury against Aston Villa. He couldn't finish the training session yesterday. He was feeling something knee related, so he couldn't finish training, and as a result, he wasn't selected in the squad at all. And if you noticed, he wasn't even on the bench today. Arsenal did reveal through Arteta that he will have more scans done tomorrow, so we'll know the extent to which his knee injury is. Hi, Rich. Thanks for joining. I know you're playing Rangers tomorrow at Old Trafford in Europa League, but I hope Rangers win. It'll be interesting to see how they perform in the cold at Old Trafford, though, and they're away on the road. So I'm looking forward to that game tomorrow afternoon. I'll probably watch it if I'm done work early. Meanwhile, going back to the Arsenal lineup, the lineup today was Raya in goal, Timber, Kivior, right centre back role, Gabriel. Of course, we know Saliba is still injured, so Kivior steps in there, right centre back. Gabriel, Zinchenko at left back. I thought Zinchenko had a good game today. Even Jorginho. Again, we'll get through that when we get to the player ratings. Midfield was Jorginho, Rice, and Odegaard. Rice notably getting his first Champions League goal under his belt. I know it took 2 seasons, but I'm proud of him and I'm happy for him. Sterling, poor performance yet again from Raheem Sterling. Really difficult to watch. Sterling and Timber both were taken off because both of them got yellow carded in the first half of the game. And then we saw Partey and Ethan Nwaneri coming off the bench as substitutes. I thought Ethan Nwaneri had a good game, really impactful game. And even in the performance where Tierney came on, we are going to talk about Kieran Tierney because I don't think Kieran Tierney is going to leave this month. Surely Arsenal wouldn't have risked playing him in the January transfer window if he was going to leave this month. My understanding is it's possible he could have signed a pre-agreement contract with Celtic to leave in the summer. Just to like secure that deal in stone, set in stone, and then move on in the summer. So I felt like Tierney, when he came on today, Kieran Tierney, he had a really good game. He had a good impact in the minutes that he did play, and you can still see some of his crosses, some of the way he was handling the game today. That inside pass into the feet of the opposition player on the edge of the box in his locker. It reminded me of the game against Man City when I saw Tierney do that. So I still think he still has it. You know, injuries aside, I think he was a really good servant to us, a loyal servant to us at left back. It's just a shame the injuries got the best of him. So I wish him all the best at Celtic in the move in the summer, it's looking like. So the injury concerns today, you guys saw Ricardo Calafiori on the bench, although he only trained 20 minutes in yesterday's session. He still made it on the bench, and Arsenal didn't have a full bench for the Champions League. Of course, you guys know the Champions League, we get 2 more players on the bench than the Premier League. Arsenal couldn't fill a full bench to the Champions League today, which, you know, it's another thing that our squad is so limited, our squad is so thin as it is. Frailties and injuries aside, our squad is very thin as it is, with so many games left to go. I understand we're no longer in the FA Cup. The Carabao Cup, I'm not going to rule out because you did see Newcastle get pounded by Bournemouth, and Bournemouth were on the road. So anything can happen. I'm not going to write us off. That's not how I am. So I know it's unlikely. We couldn't even score against Newcastle at home, and we need to away at St. James Park to take it to penalties. They will have Bruno Guimaraes and Fabian Schär available for that leg. It's unclear whether Saliba would play that game. I doubt it. I'd rather him be back fully fit and available for Man City at home in the league. Man City, by the way, who I really wish this English media would talk about how they bottled and choked a 2-0 lead. When Arsenal did that against Aston Villa, we were on the headlines of every single paper your mother and your grandmother would read. But when it's Man City, everybody's cushioning them, comforting them, and babying them around in that robot Holland. Bradley Barcola today stepping it up, and also I gotta say noteworthy shout out to Dembele. Dembele got the first opener for PSG, and what do you see? PSG are now 3-2 up after being 2-0 down to Man City. So stay humble, Holland, and your pajama kit. Whatever that kit is, atrocious, just like the football they played. And more importantly, Bernardo Silva got spun up today like a Beyblade. And I like to see that. So City have to play Club Brugge on the last day of the group stages. So it depends on that result. If they make it into the top 25, they could make it into the top 24, or whether they will have to do a playoffs match or not. I hope they get a difficult team opposition like Liverpool or something to play against. Hi Ryan, thanks for joining. Josh, big up to you. I'm so happy the Arsenal ladies won today, through to the semifinals of the League Cup. Zanzi, big up to you. Hope you're well. Hope you guys enjoying this win. I know some channels went live and said, sure, Arsenal won 3-0, but still Arteta out, this, that, and the third. It's almost like it's a crime to celebrate a win nowadays. And I know we need an attack. I'm not negating it. I'm not like backing track about it. I'm not ignoring it. It's clear we need attackers. Sterling was piss poor today, and I'm not shying away from that. I'm not hiding from the truth. So, but it's important when we're analyzing a performance, when we're taking an analysis of a performance, you need to give credit when and where it's due. And I think today, so Arsenal effectively guaranteed our place in the round of 16 almost, unless we really mess it up against Girona away, which I doubt. But we're pretty much through to the round of 16, and you should give credit to this team in the performance. A draw guarantees a top 8 finish and passage straight through to the round of 16 without us having to play a playoffs match. I felt like we did got the job done today, and you got to give credit to the team. I like the way we set up. I like the substitutions. The game management was all right for me. And we even saw a debut appearance for Butler Oyedeji, academy kid, academy striker. Getting game time in the Champions League is a huge moment for him. And I don't even think he himself thought he would be coming off the bench. That's how bad our bench was, or that's how thin our bench was. And only freak set of circumstances would see us fall out the top 8 after next week's final game in sunny Spain. I know some friends going to Girona away, so have a good trip there. I hope to go to a round of 16 knockout games away from home. Those European away trips are quite nice and really intricate when you see a lot of Gooners coming together. Hi Ryan, hope you're well. -11, Moss says, big up to you, Moss. What was that jersey today? Puke. Do clubs not learn from hot shit Spurs? Bad jerseys. Yeah, the jerseys they played in were horrible, just like their performance. I felt like it was pajamas or something, guys. Like, it was really ugly. It's just the 3 colors, and they don't even complement each other. It just looked like someone spun a wheel or something to pick what colors they should put on their kit. But I'm glad City were humbled today. And PSG rocked some really fire kits today. You're right, Jose. I'm not a PSG fan at all. I'm not a Neymar fanboy, nor am I a Messi fanboy. But the PSG kits were really nice. It's a Michael Jordan collab, so I quite like them, and I like the stripes on the going down the shoulder. But man, with City's jerseys, that was terrible. It looked like pajamas or a night or a night gown. Anyway, moving on to the rest of the performance, guys. I do want to say, with the lineup that we had and with the players we had available, especially considering the injuries, I was worried we would see Thomas Partey at right back. And I think in the games that he has played in, I don't think it's suited us to neglect the midfield. Now, today's game with Jorginho in midfield, I think Jorginho had a colossal performance in terms of what he could offer for us. I felt like he had he had a good game today. I'm not going to take it away from him. I don't think he put a foot wrong today, and for him to play a full game for us, he did. The only thing that Jorginho neglects is he doesn't have pace. He can't offer us pace, but his passing range is something we could really use in the Champions League. And for me, that comes handy for us. So for me, the midfield today was spot on, and something we struggled in the last couple of games where in the last Champions League games, we kind of struggled to dominate games, and Dinamo Zagreb were a team in 25th, so we have to beat them. Bayern Munich beat them 9-2. So my player ratings today, my 3 stars, I would say Havertz, Martinelli had really good runs in the box. Really, even Ethan Waneri, some of the passes he made. Rice had a header that could have been a great goal. His header was just wide. Ethan Waneri, his work rate is something you need to compliment. And I know work rate isn't really something to be so proud of, but you can see the kid. He's only 17 years old, and for him to get, he's undroppable form currently. So for me, he was quite good. He had a good performance today, and I enjoyed watching him play. His partnership with Odegaard today, it was quite nice to see. Um, Other than that, I think Rice and Martinelli for me are my other two stars, with Timber coming in behind if I was to give a fourth star. Martinelli for me looked like the Martinelli we all know. And you guys know of recent, Martinelli hasn't had the best of performances, so to say. He's been inconsistent alongside our attack, I should say. Raya didn't really have much work to do. He wasn't tried or tested at all. I think Raya spent most of the day trying to keep warm in London's cold weather today. And I say that loosely because I'm from Canada, and as you guys know, it's really freezing cold here with the wind chill. Hi Ian, hope you're well. Kivior did well. Yeah, Kivior right center back. He was all right today. Um, I know some moments in the first half he had some misplaced passes, but he's coming on after so many games of not being played, so I think he did all right. Jurien Timber, we saw him again at right back today, and for me, he was solid in defense today, so I'll give him a 7 out of 10. Raya, I'm also giving a 7 out of 10. I don't think Raya had much to do today. Guys, take part in the player ratings if you do want to get involved. Let me know what you think. We are going through the back line first. Kivior at right center back. I think it was kind of a shock whether he would start or not, because against Villa, we sacrificed and we played Thomas Partey at right back. I know Timber has played in center back before at Ajax before signing for Arsenal, so you can say he's used to that position. But the one thing that really upset me from that Villa game wasn't just the fact that we were 2-0 up and we gave them the first goal to get them on board, but we really gave the game away. It was more so that we sacrificed the midfield to put Thomas Partey at right back. And you guys know Thomas Partey is not a right back. It didn't suit him at all. Whereas Timber today at right back, he was solid, and I don't think he had a poor game. For me, Timber gets a 7. Same thing with Gabriel Magalhaes. They kept Dinamo Zagreb's attack quiet, and that's what I want to see my center backs do. Gabriel was close to getting a goal in the second half as well, off of Odegaard's corner. And Odegaard scoring from open play today, so big moment for us. People always say Arsenal no longer scoring from open goal, so they can shove it where the sun doesn't shine. He really good ball through from Gabriel to get Odegaard's goal, the final goal of the game. For me, Gabriel gets a 7 alongside Jurien Timber. And then Zinchenko. Zinchenko is a player that got a lot of stick at the start of the season when he was playing games. This is now his 4th game of the season, and you could say the only reason maybe he got a start today was not only to rotate the squad, but also the fact that Miles Lewis-Skelly is injured. I did talk about injury concerns for Arsenal. If you missed the start of my stream, I talked about how Miles Lewis-Skelly is going to have assessments done tomorrow and further scans. He has a knee-related concern, and he couldn't complete training yesterday. Was the last training session before the game today. Ian, you are spot on. Kivior did bail Timber out at one point in the game, so that's a big moment for him. I think Timber, other than that slip up, he was good. He fixed up in the second half. Before he was getting subbed off, he did fix up. Timber was on a yellow card alongside Raheem Sterling. Both of them got subbed off for Partey and Ethan Waneri. Ethan Waneri at 17 years old, guys, I can't stress this enough. He's playing with confidence. He's not worried to take on his defenders. His passes are really good. His timing on the ball, his aerial ability on the ball, off the ball work, quite good to see from Jurien Timber. Hi, Dan. I wish you would go live today, but I know you're going live tomorrow, so it'll be great to see the Adams Arms. Maybe it's the transfer news show, or we'll talk about the game, but I hope I finish work early so I can join your stream Tuesdays and Thursdays. Guys, if you haven't already, this channel, the Gooner channel, I'm going to put it in the description. one of the best channels, one of the best laid back channels and approaches to the Arsenal, all things the Arsenal content, and even people who have strong opinions, willing to challenge, willing to take on respectfully. And I quite like that approach for Arsenal content and YouTube. Ladies and men dominated today, 100% Moss. I'm so happy with the ladies team qualifying through the next round of the League Cup. It's big for us. Hopefully we can get through more. We're already through in the Champions League, and in the league we're doing great too. We are unbeaten under Renee ever since she took over as interim, and now she's permanent manager of the ladies team. Kai has something special for Champions League matches. Yeah, goal and assist for him today. Um, it's going to be tough to say who's my man of the match, if it's going to be Kai, Martinelli, Odegaard, or Rice. I'm going to have to give it to Kai, though. I think he had a really good game. Even Martinelli, it's hard to pick. And I understand if people pick differently. Some people might say Timber, but Timber didn't play a full 90. Zinchenko, I think Zinchenko did all right today. Class on the ball and defensively, I don't think he put a foot wrong. He was sound. Martin Odegaard got Arsenal's third goal with, I'm gonna give him a 7. And then Havertz for me, goal and assist under his belt. For me, Havertz is my man of the match, and I'll give him an 8.5 out of 10. I think Martinelli, as I said earlier, Martinelli today was one of his better performances in the last couple of games we've seen him, whether it be in the Champions League or whether it be in the league. Rice opens off Arsenal first. Early on in the game, Arsenal getting a goal, it was shocking. The way we set up, the way we attacked, it was almost as good as the North London derby. The way we started off, free flowing football. It was nice to see. Declan Rice should have scored a second near the end of the game, but it was a wide shot, and he could have even got a header as well. So Arsenal could have won this game by 4 or 5. By 4 or 5 goals today. Sterling for me, now this is kind of where we go into a bit of a downside in the stream. Guys, I'm going to be honest and say it as it is. I don't know if you agree with me or disagree with me, but Sterling is getting very difficult to watch. Man, I don't know what's wrong with this guy. He is so short of confidence. He's shot for confidence, and he was taken off before halftime because he was on a yellow card. But even the games where he's starting, buddy, you're getting a big opportunity in a Champions League night. You played Champions League football before. He's acting like this is foreign to him. And he's just so shot for confidence. He looks really poor. And he has no confidence whatsoever. Really, really frustrating to see Sterling today. He just didn't look like he cared to be there. Looked really out of it. And I don't think this transfer has worked out for us. And guys, we need to be honest. Not all transfers are going to work out for us. And this is one. I know it was a loan move, and I tried to justify it when we signed him. I didn't want him. But the minute that player puts on an Arsenal kit, you best believe I'm going to hope everything goes well. And I hope this player will perform for us. But this hasn't been the case. And it's another disappointing night for the winger. And for me, it's another game for him to forget. And this is just more and more and more. Every time I'm seeing Sterling play, it's getting extremely difficult to watch. It's almost like fans celebrated when he was subbed off, because that's how poor it was to watch him play today. He was hooked before the hour mark, alongside. Then we saw Partey and Waneri come on, and they impacted the game positively. That's what I want to see. Young Palace says we need to bring in someone. My heart dropped when Kai was on the ground. We can't lose another attacking option. Yeah, when Kai went down injured, I was really worried. And also, Gabriel Magalhaes went down injured in the first half, and I was really worried that if he's injured, because the drop off, I know we have several center backs, but Tommy Asu's never available. I don't even think he's began training, or if he has, you guys know how injury prone he is. He could get injured in training for all we know. Hi, Rosie. Thank you for joining. Good luck to Rangers tomorrow versus Man United at Old Trafford. I did talk about it in the stream earlier on as Rich joined, Rich Sports, Man United fan. Hope you guys win tomorrow. I know you're away. Kai Havertz is my man of the match. I think he had a monstrous performance in terms of impacting the game. 2 goals in as many games by heading home Martinelli's cross. I think it's 2 goals now back to back in the Champions League for Kai Havertz, goal and assist for him, um, and assist for Declan Rice's opening goal. And nice to see Declan Rice get his first Champions League goal. Really happy for him. Martinelli, for me, Martinelli was full of energy and full of life today. He was everywhere, and you wanted him to be, and everywhere he needed to be at the right time and right place. He was full of energy. He set up Kai Havertz's goal perfectly, and a great cross from the left hand side. For me, Martinelli gets an 7.5/8 out of 10. He was really good today, and you got to give him credit when and where it's due. I know some people have been very harsh critics of Martinelli, rightfully so, because in the past games he's not been performing when we needed him, where we needed him to be. Then we have the substitutions. You guys saw Waneri come on with Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey, he came on as right back. We did see him on as the right back substitution. Ethan Waneri, really good ball through for Rice, but Rice messed it up, and Rice should have headed it. We would have been 4-0 up. And then we saw Tierney, we saw Trosser come on, and then we saw the debut for Butler Oyedeji. I don't know if Butler Oyedeji is going to have a future in this Arsenal team, because we're even struggling to give Aiden Havant a new contract or a pathway to the first team. And I'm someone that likes to talk about the academy team. I watched the academy team. I watched the women's team. And we saw the likes of Kazir Dewberry leave. We saw the likes of Ruth Walter leave. So I don't know if there's a pathway for Butler Oyedeji. But I think even him, he didn't think he was going to come on today. He almost thought it was a fluke or something, the way when you saw him come on today. So, but congratulations for him. It should be a big night for him coming on in a Champions League game at home against so many fans. So I can't give these players a rating enough. They weren't on for long enough. They were just substitutes. And as you guys saw, our bench wasn't even full for the Champions League squad. I like the look of Maldini in training. Yeah, he's quite good in training. Even we talk about Max Doman. Yaya Toure was at the Emirates tonight. Also, Josh Kroenke was at the Emirates tonight. And some of you may know Leo Da Silva, another celebrity from Big Brother. He was at the game tonight. Unfortunately, I didn't make it to this one, although I had a ticket. I hope to go to the Man City game at home. That's probably going to be the next game. And then Chelsea. So I'm looking forward to those games. I have a good record at the Emirates, and Arsenal have a good record at the Emirates. But more importantly, looking ahead at the games, we now have to play Wolves away at the Molineux Stadium. Wolves, which we are trying to get Cunha, and talks accelerating for Cunha, whether Cunha will sign a new deal with Wolves and whether he's going to add a release clause into his contract. It's still to be known. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. It's officially the 23rd of January for you guys, and Arsenal still have yet to make an attacking signing. Quite concerning for us, whether we're going to sign an attacker, whether we're going to sign a striker, whether it's going to be a winger. We need an attacking asset, and we need one immediately. Our attack is doing quite poor and not what we need to. What did you say? Can you not hear me, Rosie? Sorry, I'm just changing my headphones. I said Arsenal are very short on attack and need attackers. It's crucial. You guys saw today that game. We could have scored 4 or 5 goals. Declan Rice had a chance. He headed it wide. Another chance closer to full time. Also a missed opportunity. Great passes set up by Ethan Waneri, but we struggled to finish our chances in the final third. We're now most likely through to the round of 16 without having to play a playoff. So in Spain, all we need is a draw, and we'll be good for the top 8 in the next round of the Champions League without having to have a playoffs match. The other games today, Inter Milan, that was a good game to watch with, of course, one of my favorite players is Lautaro Martinez. I really like watching him play for Inter Milan, not for Argentina. I don't like that Argentinian team for obvious reasons, due to what happened in the Copa America and them not getting punished, Enzo Fernandez. Anyway, that's a different topic. I digress. But I did like watching the Inter Milan game today, and I think the Celtic won today. Um, and I guess the big one is stay humble because Man City were 2 goals up today, and they're not being talked about like Arsenal when we were 2-0 up to Aston Villa. I know it's an entirely different competition, but the English media is always nailing Arsenal whenever they get an opportunity to do so. Like Mika Richards once says, whenever it's Arsenal, everybody has something to say, but when it's another team, nobody says anything and they let it slide. So, Celtic 10 men, yep, and they won today 1-0. Stay humble, Holland, and even Bernardo Silva stunk up the gaff today. Um, it was nice to see City lose, and more importantly, my two teams won today: Arsenal men's, Arsenal ladies, and my hockey team's about to play later today. So I hope all my teams win today. Their performance was just as bad as their kits. That's how I'm gonna sum up that Man City PSG game. Bradley Barcola, people say he's overrated. People say he's not all that, but today he did well. Even in Dembele, I think they fell asleep in their pajama kits because that's what happened in Paris with City losing to Paris Saint-Germain 4-2. My mention today would be Dembele. I think he really changed the game for them. He was one of their most impactful players in the game. And then Bernardo Silva dropping a 4.5 out of 10 performance. Also, if you guys saw today, Kyle Walker and all of his misses have gone to AC Milan. So if he can keep it in his pants, then I think that transfer would work well for him. I know you guys can't take me seriously sometimes, but it's good to have banter here and there. And Bradley Barcola, I told everyone he's mad. Laka looks. He made Laka look good 2 seasons back in Lyon. Yeah, but Bradley Barcola, I would take him. I know people were saying Kingsley Coman we were looking at, but I don't believe that. It's almost like us being linked to Vlahovic and us being linked to Victor Osimhen. I don't think we would pay those wages, or we would even consider taking high wages. Big up from West Palm Beach, Florida. Big up to you. Hope everybody has a good rest of your evening. You guys are up quite late because I know it's almost midnight in the UK. Our next game is Wolves at home, away from home. Sorry, at the Molineux Stadium. There are some concerns whether we're gonna have a striker ready for that game. I highly doubt it because that game's in 3 days, and Arsenal are just negotiating, monitoring FC or in talks FC at the moment. We don't know what's happening in the background, but I do report it as soon as I hear any credible transfer news from Fabrizio, David Ornstein, or even Team News and Ticks is reliable, or Semi Mukbel. People are going to say Kai Havertz takes his goals tally to 14 goals this season out of 30 games so far, but it's clear that Arsenal still need a striker. He's not the one we should depend on. And what if he gets injured? First time out of London in weeks. Yeah. Wait, are you talking about me? Yeah. I haven't been there. Oh, sorry, you mean Arsenal team. Yeah, so Arsenal are away on the road after 5 home games. 5 out of 8 games were at home in January. So now we're away to Wolves, and then we have another away game as well. I'm not able to go to those games. I've never been to the Molineux Stadium, but I hope we win that game. We hand it to Wolves, feed them like a pack of wolves, and hopefully we dominate that game. I'm a bit concerned with how we're gonna line up. We are waiting for injury updates on Miles Lewis-Skelly. We are unsure yet. Ben White has yet to train. Not yet in training. The rumors of him being training last week were fake news and disproved by Charles Watts yesterday. Tomiyasu began light training, it seems like, and then of course Bukayo Saka is still out injured. Saliba is still out injured, which is a huge loss for us. We played loads of games in London, Fulham, Brentford, Palace. Yeah, 5 out of 8 games for us in January were home games. Really good to get tickets to if you struggle to go to games. By the way, I need to speak to Dan. I will email you after I close this stream because I might have a ticket for you for upcoming game. I'm not sure if it's on the weekend though. That Chelsea home game. I'll send you an email anyway. I shouldn't be saying this on stream, but um, I have a spare ticket, so I know you might want it to go, or you might want to go. I'm not sure if you'd go alone, but I will email you the details anyway. A lot of people. There was a lot of tickets today for the Dinamo Zagreb game. It was another game that went to group stages. I think I tweeted about it that this would go to group stage game, would be a knockout. Before the knockouts would be another open entry, which means there's no ballot required. It went to general sales, so anyone could have bought the ticket if you had an Arsenal membership. I'll email you, Dan, about that. I usually sell only for face value. I don't do reselling. I'm not a reseller. I don't make profit out of fans. I'm a fan, and I want other fans like me to go to the games. Before I had a season ticket rental, people helped me out to get to games home and away from home in the Champions League round of 16 against Bayern Munich. That was my first Champions League European away game. So I want to return the favor as much as possible to whoever I can help out from my friend group. And I guess the last thing I want to say before we close out the stream is I'm a bit worried how we're going to set up against Wolves, not defensively. I think defensively we can handle it. Well, I think I should put a disclaimer there. I really don't want to see Thomas Partey at right back again. I hope we'll give Kieran Tierney some more game time, because even if Kieran Tierney's signing a pre-contract with Celtic right now and will leave in the summer, that's my indication, because why would Arteta have risked bringing him on today if he could have got injured today? You know, something could have happened. So I do think that might be the case with Tierney. Will Cunha play? That's a great question. So you saw today, who was it? Was it Eucharist on the bench today? Because he's not fully fit. So that's an interesting one. That was earlier game today. And then we saw Lille yesterday, Jonathan David scoring versus Liverpool, but Liverpool won the game. I hope our attack is the only thing that I'm a bit concerned about versus Wolves. They have Strand Larson, they have Cunha. If Cunha will play, I think, of course, you guys know Cunha is their best asset. And if Wolves don't make it if Wolves get relegated and if they don't stay up, then they're going to lose a lot of money. They're not going to get that TV money revenue, which is close to 150 million that they can get. And they would need parachute payments just to survive if they got relegated. I know Nottingham Forest were ready to bid a record bid for Cunha alongside Chelsea. I don't believe this whole Chelsea and Cunha links, because how many players are ahead of Cunha if Chelsea was to get Cunha? Like, they have so many attackers. They don't need another attacker. Got Strand Larson in my FPL. You just reminded me I need to change my FPL this week. I had a really poor game week last week. I had 54 points only. But I'm pretty sure it was a low-scoring game week. Some people did really well. They had Haaland in their team. And I know City went riot, but Haaland only got one goal. And then Palmer and Jackson were kept quiet in their game against Wolves. So my summary of this game is Arsenal men's and ladies handled the business today. And more importantly, we just need a minimum of a draw against Girona away from home. But I'd love to win there as well, away on the road. I'm happy for Raya to keep a clean sheet today against Dinamo Zagreb. And the last time we played Dinamo Zagreb, I think Giroud was still in our team. And today I couldn't believe when I saw Cannavaro as their manager. Cannavaro, the World Cup winner, not a Champions League winner, but a World Cup winner, really well known. And Arsenal officially gave man of the match to Havertz, which was also my man of the match. Moss, I know his 3 stars were Martinelli, he said, one of his 3 stars. Havertz, and I think he said Timber, if I'm not mistaken, or Odegaard, sorry. I think he won Draft League. Yeah, last week it was a low-scoring game week, but hopefully this week come back stronger. Guys, I wish you a wonderful rest of your evening. Any more injury updates we will be talking about? Oh man, that Eduardo injury was so upsetting. He was supposed to be so good for us. And I guess people expected him at the time to be our main striker, but it wasn't necessarily the case, and it's a shame the way it ended for him at Arsenal. We did talk about Tierney. We talked about Martinelli's performance today. Definitely the highlight of the game today is Martinelli stepping up to the occasion when it matters. And I guess, like Jose says, Kai Havertz in the Champions League is a different level of gravy. And long may that continue for us because he definitely steps up and is a whole different player in the Champions League. Maybe because it's different kind of football, the way it's set up. And this whole new system might be better for Arsenal. We have yet to find out. We did talk about our lineup, some changes in our lineup. We saw Partey on the bench today, Trossard, Ethan Waneri, and no Miles Lewis-Skelly excluded from the squad with some injury concerns of a knee-related injury. Hopefully it's not something serious. The last thing I want to say is there's some channels I need to mention here, some of my fellow content creators. Rosie, Food, Giggles, and Footy does a lot of YouTube shorts for people who like baking, cooking, home renovations, home decor, makeup, shoes, heels, you name it. Rosie just reached 300 subscribers recently, so congratulations to her. Then one of my favorite channels, which has the Hale and Yorkie, or I call it Arsenal's Yorkie, is Moss Sports World. On the road to 1,000 subscribers. We often do streams together for the watch-alongs of Arsenal men's team. We did the Euros, we did CONCACAF. So do check out Moss Sports World channel. We often promote Canadian players like we should do. So more of this Jonathan David talk and potentially Alphonso Davies renewing with Bayern Munich under company. Looks like he didn't like Thomas Tuchel, and now that Tuchel's out of there, he's tried to ruin Bayern Munich single-handedly. But thankfully, Alphonso Davies looks like he could be renewing with Bayern Munich. Jonathan David set to still probably going to be a free transfer in the summer, but we're waiting to hear news on that. And then we're hearing Ancelotti is leaving at the end of the season with Xabi Alonso to take place. Does that mean Florian Wirtz might leave Leverkusen to join Real Madrid in the summer? This summer transfer window would be exciting to watch. And last but not least, one of the best channels, Tuesdays and Thursdays, very good Arsenal, chilled, laid-back approach at 10:30 UK time is Dan's channel, the Adams Arms. His channel is called the Gooner channel. And he does an Adams Arms stream. All Gooners welcome to join. He does drop the link in the chat as long as you're respectful, of course. Even if you have a difference of opinion, you can talk about it. Just be respectful to other people and don't take personal digs at anyone. That's one thing I'll always say. And no abusing players or some childish stuff like that. I know it's frustrating when Arsenal lose, but if we can all share our frustrations together instead of taking it out on each other or out on players or the manager. But I do like that pub. So the Adams Arms joined there. It's a virtual pub every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10:30. Dan does very good pre-recorded videos as well. Lots of effort, more than I do in my channel, and he deserves really good support on his show. Yesterday's show was one of the best streams I was on in a few weeks now, Dan. I wasn't on for the last 2 or 3 shows, so that was nice to have a chilled chat about Acuna and all things Arsenal transfer news. Hi, Nee. Hope you're well. Great win for us today. I saw Chelsea still looking at Garnacho from United. My friend Ryan keeping me up to date with Chelsea's transfer news talks. And I did watch your stream earlier today, Nee. Hope you had a good day, and thanks for joining. Hi, Dre. Wow, I'm surprised you're awake, Dre. You're probably working night shift. Big up. Thanks for joining. No Llama stream today. Unfortunately, no Fortnite stream from Llama or Chloe. I'm not sure why they haven't gone live, but I'm just closing up the stream now. Yeah, Lille, they lost with 10 men yesterday, but Jonathan David scored, and that's what matters for us. We're always happy to see our Canadians doing well, whether it's in SPFL or in Champions League or Bundesliga. Keep up the momentum, and you can catch up with Liverpool. Never say never. Wow. I'm surprised that's coming from you, Nee. I'm not sure about catching up with Liverpool, but one thing I'm sure of is our attack needs life support, and I hope that's this transfer window, and not just recalling Fabio Vieira. I don't think that would be enough to do it. So, um, and nothing against Fabio Vieira. I think whenever he's been available, he's been all right. But it's the inconsistencies. You know, he gets a start, he gets a game, and then all of a sudden he doesn't get a game, and then he gets injured, and then he's dropped. So that there's a routine there, and you know, we'll see how this league goes out. There's still a lot of games to be played. We're still technically still in the Carabao Cup, having to play a second leg with Newcastle away at St James Park. Um, Nee's messaging from Twitter, so you might not see it on YouTube chat. He's probably, I think he's tuned in from Twitter. Thanks for joining me. Nice to catch your show live earlier. I'm normally at work when you're doing the early streams, and good luck with your studio as well. Harry Kane to do a Sol Campbell and you sign him. Harry Kane already did the Sol Campbell. He was in Arsenal's academy back in the day, like Daniel Malin. Um, but I don't want no Harry Kane. I think him and Dyer have direly cursed Bayern Munich. Oh man, Harry Kane. Bayern Munich have won a trophy almost every season, and then Kane goes there, and Bayern Munich are not doing anything so far. Um, but I am going to close out the stream now. Thanks to everyone who's joined. Whether you're watching this on replay, let me know your thoughts of Arsenal's Champions League win, 3-0 against Dinamo Zagreb. Let me know your 3 stars for the game today. My 3 stars would be Kai Havertz, man of the match, Martinelli, and also Martin Odegaard. I think he had a good game today. I'd even say Ethan Moneri gets a good shout in there. Take care, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow in the Adams Arms on Dan Gunner channel, the Gunner channel, at 10:30 UK time. I'll put the links in the description for all the channels I mentioned. On the weekend, we'll do a watch along for the Wolves game. Thanks, Luca, for joining. Good night, everyone. Stay safe and stay warm. I know in the UK you guys complaining about the cold, but here it feels like -20. And tomorrow, Rangers away at Old Trafford against Man United in Europa League. Rosie's Rangers, best of luck to you guys, Diomande and Co. Hopefully you guys can handle the Man United Old Trafford Stadium, rat-infested Bruno Fernandes and rat-infested stadium. I hope you can get a good result. Big up everybody. Thanks for joining. Have a wonderful rest of your day. On the Jers. That's right. Mitchie taught me that. I know Mitchie doesn't watch SPFL anymore, but hopefully Rangers win tomorrow. I do have work tomorrow unless I finish early. I'll try to do a Rangers watch along if Rosie would like to join. I'd love to have Rosie on a stream. You don't even have to show your face, but not that you're not beautiful or anything, but it would be nice to have you on a show once or as many times as you want, Rosie. It's 17 degrees now here in Michigan. Yeah. Do you mean Fahrenheit? I think you mean Fahrenheit, right? Because you guys use Fahrenheit. Anyway, I'm gonna go watch my Leafs. The support was good today in the stadium, and I hope that will continue going into the round of 16. They did a light show at the pregame today, and it's nice they're trying to always the atmosphere for these Champions League games or Premier League games. Even the Ashburton Army trying to the atmosphere, increase the atmosphere before games this season and last season. So I do quite like that, and I know some people are against that. Rice is your man of the match. My man of the match is Kai Havertz. I think he had a really good game today, and he definitely needed it under his belt. I'm happy for him, and I'm happy for Declan Rice and Odegaard. Guys, I'm going to close out the stream now. I know I said that a couple of times. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Martinelli is man of the match for Moss. Arsenal gave man of the match officially to Kai Havertz as well. Right after the game, he got the trophy, or award, sorry, I should say. Thanks, everybody who's tuned in. Congratulations again to the Arsenal ladies team through to the semifinals of the League Cup under Renee in the new with the new manager. So I'll see you all. We'll do a watch along this weekend for Wolves catch us then. I'll be in a mutual, it's called Multi-Stream with Moss. Sports World, we'll be doing that with Goal Rush this weekend's games. Good luck, everyone, for Fantasy Premier League this week, game week 23. And enjoy your rest of your evening. We'll see you all in the next one. Probably tomorrow we'll see you guys if you all tune in at 10:30 UK time in Dan Gooner's the Gooner's channel for the Adams Arms. Thanks everybody for joining. Ian, it's been a while since I spoke to you. I always think I should message you on Instagram, but I keep forgetting. I hope you and the missus had a wonderful New Year's. And I've not spoken to you, I think, in a while. So ta-ta for now, Zanzi, Gooners, and Rangers fan. Yeah, but I'm Rangers tomorrow against Man United. You best believe it. And against Tottenham, twice. But they already played Tottenham. Thanks everybody for joining. Adios. Bye everyone. Take care. And thanks everyone for your time.